All right, everybody, and welcome to Hubcast. You probably already know, we're live here at Wilmington, North Carolina at Techno Security 2024, and the showroom floor is actually pretty busy today, on and off. So we've been having a lot of fun. If you guys have never been to the Techno Security Conference, I highly recommend it. You guys know, because I say it all the time, I've been coming to the show probably for 20 years now, I think, something like that. I don't want to age myself too terribly much, but it's a phenomenal show. You meet a lot of great people, and you learn a ton of new things, especially in technology and some of the things that the vendors here are offering. And speaking of one of the vendors that are here, I'm going to introduce to you Martino from Amped Software. Now, I was practicing his last name, and you guys know I'm not very smart, so I can't pronounce a whole lot of things. But thanks for coming on the show, number one. I appreciate you taking the time away to come.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem. So, I've seen you guys at show. Obviously, I've talked to Blake and your staff a million times. But for people that may not be familiar with Amped, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and some of the problems that you solve?
Yeah, sure. We essentially do anything image and video forensics, which means we do software tools for analyzing images and videos during investigations.
Yeah.
We are probably mostly known for our video enhancement tools, but we also do a ton of other stuff, like we convert videos from proprietary DVR CCTV formats that are a big pain for investigators.
Oh boy.
We do analysis of images and videos, like we can estimate how tall is a guy from a video or how fast a car is running.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can tell, because I used to collect this stuff as part of my former life, and it was the most challenging thing in the world. I wish I would have had a tool like this when I was still doing this. But you can determine height?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit how that...
Yeah.
Obviously, don't give me your secrets with it.
No,
how does that work?
No, it's not a secret, because everything that we do is based on published science. So you can go to court, and we have a report where it's written not only the feature that is you've been using the software and all the parameters, but the scientific references.
Yeah.
So technically, the other side can, if they don't have our software, they can re-implement it in MATLAB or whatever.
Oh.
It's kind of peer-reviewed methods.
Okay.
And speaking about height estimation, essentially, it's something you can do whenever you are in a closed space, when you can identify some geometrical lines to act as reference, okay? So you cannot do if you have a CCTV in a desert, which anyway is a bit unlikely, but typical CCTV cameras from a bank or wherever.
Sure.
So what happens is that you could go to the crime scene and take some reference measurements, okay? For example, under the frame of a door.
Yeah.
But unless the guy is under the frame of a door, there is a perspective effect that makes a difference relationship between centimeters or inches or whatever it is, and the size of the reference object, like the door, and the person. So, of course, if the subject is closer, it will be bigger. If it's far away, it will be smaller. So this method, called single view metrology, is not something that we invented, but we implemented it in a kind of smart way.
Yeah.
You can trace on the image the converging lines, like you can look here. Of course, who's watching on YouTube cannot see, but there are some columns, some lines here in the environment, and what you see in the picture, like converging, but in the real world is parallel. Okay. It's used to calibrate kind of the 3D model of the scene, to put it very informally. And in this way, you can estimate, given a single reference. So you can take this door or a piece of furniture, how tall it is from the ground. You use that as a reference. You can measure any other person or object which is in the same scene.
Oh, wow.
And of course, you need to do it carefully. For example, if there is optical distortion, like very often is on CCTV video, you see the walls that are not straight, you need to correct. It is another feature that our software offers. It's used quite widely. Some countries and some organizations are using, I cannot say every case, but very, very often. No, it's one of the main features of our software for some of our customers.
Yeah,
Everybody uses it in a different way.
Sure. That's pretty amazing. Now I know one of the biggest challenges a lot of investigators have is just getting the information. Can you talk a little bit how AMP helps with that process?
Yeah, we let's say, I think one of the things that we are mostly known for, together with enhancement, is being able to convert video from CCTV and DVR formats. Okay, so essentially, if you're familiar with the issue, whenever there is a crime and people on the field go there to collect on USB drives, CD-ROMs, or whatever, they go to the mom and pop store, the supermarket, the fuel station, and they come back with 100 video. You have 100 different formats. Okay,
right.
And for every video, you need the player that sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes it's risky from the security point of view. Sometimes you can convert the video, but you lose quality. So it's a complete mess. So we created this conversion engine that is available in our product, but also as a kind of product that can be integrated into third-party tools for converting videos, keeping the original stream intact in most of the cases. So you don't lose the originality, you don't lose, let's say, the information about the timing, and it's pretty useful. Wow. Yeah, no, that'd be really helpful. Yeah. It was probably the largest pain was like, okay, how do I get this? And what, I'm trying to remember the terminology. It's been so long since codec, I think it was called. What codec? Codec is actually what's inside. Interestingly enough, you have two different concepts. Format, which is like the box, okay? And then the codec is like what's inside this box. Okay. Interestingly, the codec nowadays is not really proprietary. Okay. It's standard H.264, H.265, maybe all stuff, motion JPEG. What's proprietary is the container, okay? Which is full of proprietary rubbish or metadata that is not in a standard format. So essentially, we take out the stream, separating, for example, often you have multiple in the same file, multiple cameras, multiple timestamp streams, multiple audio streams, and essentially we repackage it together without changing or transcoding the original signal, so we preserve the original quality.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You made people's life a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, how long have you guys been around?
A lot. Personally, I've been around 16 years. Wow. And personally and with the company, since I founded the company 16 years ago in 2008.
What made you want to start a company, especially with video? I mean, how did that come about?
Oh, that's an interesting story, very old story at this point. I studied electronic engineering. Okay? Oh, okay. And my master thesis was the prototype of what is now called AMP 5, which is our first product. So I did the thesis in 2005, and I did it in cooperation with the scientific investigation department of the Carabinieri in Italy, which is our military police. Okay. And even during the thesis, I saw potential for this stuff because it was actually solving a problem that all police, all law enforcement had. And let's say the pillars of that work was were still the pillars that are still now. So do something that can help enhance, analyze images and videos for court that is usable, because a lot of the algorithms that we use are stuff which are pretty standard in literature. Right. And were available back then, but you need to find the right ones, make them usable for the user, and also making them safe for court. Because typical question, you manipulated the picture. No, I just restore according to these and these methodologies that is being published. So that is, and of course we don't only rely on stuff published by others, but we also do a lot of research. We cooperate with universities. We also finance PhDs in some cases, and whenever we found something interesting, we publish papers on this. Oh, wow. Yeah, and it's a major part of what we do. We really enjoy the research part. That's amazing. And people can go to your website to get some of the papers? No, it's not. We publish on scientific journals.
Okay.
So, they can download from there.
So yeah, so you're way beyond me at that point. Yeah, that's amazing stuff. It's amazing. What's the website if people, our listeners, want to go?
ampsoftware.com.
ampsoftware.com.
Yeah.
So now, one other question that I have is, can I get you to come back on a longer show sometime, and maybe a webinar to kind of feature it? That way our listeners can kind of see what things you offer and how you can help them day to day.
Yeah, there are many other stuff. For example, one thing which is what everybody is talking nowadays is deepfakes, AI stuff.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even consider that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and because another tool that we have, which is Amped Authenticate, is about. It's been also that tool is pretty old nowadays. Like I think it launched in 2013, but it's been changed a lot over years.
Yeah.
It's a tool to determine if an image or video is authentic or manipulated. Okay.
Okay.
So we have very traditional filters, like to compare the noise of pictures to see if they belong to the same camera, to analyze compression features to see if there's been sign of traditional manipulation, what they call nowadays shallow fakes. Likes to call it. And we have the latest fashion of tools like deepfake detection, which is an interesting other part of what you do. And also still speaking about AI, another popular topic. I think I've been very active in the study and research of the forensic soundness of AI for certain processes. And for example, some people advocate for using AI for enhancement. Okay, so you can get the stuff that you see in CSI, essentially.
Sure.
But the problem is when you go to court, put it hold, and for something like 5 years, I've been warning people. And actually, this year, it was like 2 months ago, there was the first big case about using AI to submit a video that has been, to enhance a video from a mobile phone used during a trial, and has been rejected. This is the first big case about this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have the ability to determine if AI created or manipulated the video?
Yeah, and that is not the only way. I wouldn't go to court and saying this video has been 100% sure created by AI just because this detector said so. Normally, we try to back with other methodologies which are not probabilistic but more deterministic. Okay, and this is the challenge from all the deepfake detection tools that you see around. That they give you a number, but that number that tells you, it's the confidence. You say 90% that is a deepfake. Doesn't mean that it is really 90% probability that it is a deepfake.
Right.
It tells you that the neural network thinks that 90% sure is a deepfake. So you can be very confident and still wrong.
Right. It's still it helps the investigator make that final determination.
Yeah, but you can go to court, in my opinion, just saying, okay, it's a deepfake because the tool said so. It's a lead. You can take it with a grain of salt, but also using other methodologies. For example, one tool we have is, in some cases you can use, is evaluating the consistencies of shadows. Okay. Tools like Midjourney, various image generation that you have now, are still struggling to create consistent shadows that you can fool the eye, but you cannot fool the geometrics and mathematics if you analyze all these lines and stuff like that.
That's amazing, and that's a lot of work to try to figure out how all that is laid out. And you guys have it really watchful, and you're trying to always stay ahead of the current AI, and then you're always combating back and forth, trying to beat. Yeah,
we try. It's a never-ending challenge.
That's phenomenal that somebody's out there at least taking on that challenge for investigators. So thank you for that. That's pretty awesome. That's very awesome. So if you guys want to learn more about it, ampsoftware.com and go check it out. And I'm going to have you back on another show if you're willing to come.
Yeah,
on
sure.
And we can talk about that a little bit more. All right. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. You guys, we're going to be going live all throughout the day today. Again, I got lucky enough. I'm just a couple booths down from AMP. I can just see them right down. So if you're actually at the show watching this later and you haven't been to their booth yet, make sure you go down and check them out. All right. Hey, thanks again so much. I appreciate it. And we'll be going live throughout the rest of the day. So stop by and say hello to us. All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.